Canva launched a way to make your own 3D graphics. Today, I'm going to show you how to use this feature to make your own flashing like button. There is a big catch, but first, let's go to Canva and I'll show you what to do. Let's go to Presentation. You would think you would go to Elements, but Magic Media actually isn't there anymore. So let's scroll down to Apps and search for Magic Media. Right here. Magic Media has a new tab called 3D. This is experimental, it's new technology, which means when you plug in your prompt, you may not get what you're expecting. Don't be afraid to try different prompts, but at the end, I will share why you may not want to try too many prompts with this feature. Let's try 3D thumbs up like icon, light teal, generate, fingers crossed. Will this one work? It takes a while. Ooh, this one's not bad at all. And let me change the color of the background just so that we can see it. I like that. So we can do a like button. What about light bulb? Generate. Ooh, okay, I kind of like the light bulb. I wanted these pastel colors. I had specific shades in mind. It didn't give me that. What I've got in mind for a light bulb is for a YouTube video where you're sharing some new information. Also, just as a reminder for people to like the video. Now we're going to create a flashing light bulb for a video. If you were going to use one of these in your design, how would you do that? And add a page, and we're going to put it up here in the corner. I'm going to go to Animate, and let's try Flicker. Let's slow it down a little bit. If you want a flashing like button, like this thumbs up button, click it, click Animate. We're going to go to Succession first on Enter. We can keep it the same speed if we want, but then we're going to scroll down and go to Pulse. What is important here is to reduce the intensity so that it does not pulse as frequently. So left click, drag it to the left. That will be slower. And that's how you can create that animation. And now, share, download, instead of PDF standard, what if we go to GIF and give it a transparent background? Of course, we just need the one page. And download this. I use Camtasia for all of my video editing, and I'm able to just take that GIF and put it right into my video editor on top of wherever I want the flashing light bulb or flashing like button to be. The light button and like button worked okay, but they didn't show up in the colors that I expected them to. Let me show you some of the problems that you're going to run into if you use this feature to create 3D graphics for your videos. Let me show you an example of something that absolutely did not work. Describe what you would like to create. So I want to create an icon, and I've already got my prompt in. Prompting is an art form. Oh, it's an art form, and also you're limited, so I need to fix this. Let's get rid of the word designer. We know what color we want. We know who, fingers crossed. Generate 3D images. Oh, it's too good to be true. That doesn't say subscribe. So clearly it doesn't work for text. It's also not exactly the color I had in mind. Let's get rid of this and go back. Interrupting me. I love to interrupt me. I forgot to talk about how these 3D elements actually work. So here's a clip from another video. 3D graphics. There is some kind of icon right in the middle. Hover over it with your mouse and then left click. You can position the 3D elements. So let's go to elements. There's one, 3D. Click on that. You've got icons and stickers, characters and emojis. You can also type in things. So what if we type in new? Because you've got a new video. Maybe there is something new that you are sharing with your audience inside of your video. Then you might want to use this. If you're used to grabbing your items in the center to move it, sometimes that works, but sometimes you accidentally move it this way instead. But that's okay. We want to move it that way and then maybe put it up in the corner. The other thing is when it's small, the little icon will be over on the side. Position it however you would like. Let's select on the lower side, maybe put it up here in the corner. That looks pretty good, but what if I don't want it to be yellow? What if I want it to be blue or something else instead? There is a cool little trick that I'm going to share. With this specific type of element, you can right-click and download selection. This is going to give you a file type. We do need to change that to PNG. Let's go ahead and just bump up the size and do a transparent background, download. And then we will bring this back in and hopefully it's going to be the size and the position that you want. And hopefully when we click the color, we will be able to change that to whatever we want. You just have to make sure that you position it first and then download it, bring it back into Canva so that you can change the color. I will send a template link via a community post for channel members. I discovered a limitation that I didn't know about and I want to show it to you. You can only have up to 5 3D elements on a page. I guess channel members are going to get a second page so that they can have access to this and a few more that I think are important for YouTube creators. Now I'm going to send you back to, well, me. What I want to know is, are there 3D elements like these two in Elements already? So let's go to Elements and select 3D. Now what we're going to do is choose like. There are some that are there that you could use. I kind of like this one better. There's a light bulb like this. The several like buttons that I saw that I see that I like, and these you can also rotate however you want. The other thing that you can do if you don't want to manually rotate them, you can click on it and click rotate 3D and use some of these presets like top left, top front, top right. Here's some other ones with the 2 light bulbs that I preferred of the ones that Canva offers. But also, I really like the idea of potentially using a bubble with a question mark and an exclamation point or something with a chat box. If you're saying, leave me a comment down below, one of those could pop up. I think that would be really fun. What I'm going to do for channel members is include this in the Canva template as well that I mentioned for the members only community post. So now is a great time to remind you that I do offer channel membership here. And not only do you get custom things like this where I send you a Canva template on a community post, you also get early access to all of my videos. And sometimes my videos are scheduled out 4 weeks in the future. We've sort of already touched on this, but I do want to touch on this again and show you very clearly that the color discrepancy is a real big problem with these elements. What I'm very interested in knowing is if I can change the color of these. So let's see if I right click and download this selection. We're going to go ahead and size it up, give it transparency, and download it just like that. Bring it back in. So I just downloaded these 3 graphics. First is our light bulb. you'll see that there's a color option. We can change this to a different color. That actually looks pretty good, even though the color may not be as bright as you think it is. And that's because it is the style of element that it is. And let's go to this one. We can change this blue to the pink, and it still keeps it within the same branding. But sometimes you may want a darker color. You may not be able to get the color as saturated as you want it to be. The other thing is with this one, by the way, I kept this on the page because it is horrible. It is not a good rendering. The prompt was, I wanted a comment box, basically. And this is what I got, but I downloaded it so that you can see sometimes when you download that, it doesn't give you a color option. There is something that you can do on all of these to get a better color option if you want it, and that would be to click on Edit, scroll down for duotone, and then you can change it to the duotone that you want. For this one, if we did the same thing, Edit, duotone, a purple. But with this, you may have trouble seeing the definition that you get with just changing the color at the top. So changing the colors to be exactly what you have in mind is going to be difficult. Just like all great features, there is a catch. Watch this video next to see what problems you might run into if you use this feature one too many times.